Alright, we're going? We're going. So, this Clayton drama is getting way too out of hand, and I need to put down the clarification of what went down in the Vegito Discord, what went down in our DMs, and the only reason I'm going to be releasing our DMs is because Clayton screen capped a single portion of what I said out of context and twisted that, let alone. So, it's fair game. However, any DMs I have with other people, my Discord server list, people I have DMs with in just mention, is going to be blocked out by this little orange picture here because I'm respecting people's privacy. That said, giving context, originally I respected Clayton a lot. I liked what he did. I looked up to him to some degree. And when I heard about some like the Ruffelmonger drama and shit like that, I got pretty behind him because I personally dislike Ruffelmonger's habit for misinformation and habit for doing zero research. Unfortunately, Clayton is guilty of this first thing 100%. He is spreading misinformation because he has either twisted the words to fit his narrative of victimhood or he's missing context. And I'm going to be providing these full context. I'm only going to be talking about RDMs and the Vegito Discord and why I banned him from the Vegito Discord. So, to start things off, why did this whole thing start? Well, because of the whole drama with the Rufel, the Teen Gohan thing, which, by the way, I'm not going into whatsoever out of respect for my friends. And by the way, just because I'm friends with someone you dislike does not mean that I'm guilty by association for anything you accuse them of. That's not how being an adult works, Clayton. That's not how it works. You don't get to lump me in with this whole web of people who are attacking you because I honestly tried to help. Now, why was he in the Vegito Discord talking for the first time ever? Well, I believe it's around when I mentioned that his combos, for the most part, are impractical, and I will explain what I mean by impractical. Let me get the actual explanation because there was a very big meaty thing, but I originally said that his combos are impractical, and I clarified this that they're impractical for the average player. And what makes things something impractical? There are manual timings, there are things to think about. Core Gaming recently did a really good video talking about your System 1, your System 2, and how your System 1 is your just muscle memory, you quick react, you don't have to think. And System 2 is when you critically think about something. If you have to critically think and focus during a combo in tournament, in my opinion, you're taking away time to observe resources, to process the data of your opponent's habits, and I don't feel like having a complicated flashy combo is practical. I'm still trying to find. This might have actually been way before. Yeah, this conversation was way before Clayton actually showed up in because I was talking with other people about it. Let's see if I can find it. Well, we want to be here. So we'll come back to what I originally said, just because it's kind of annoying to track this stuff down again. So, Clayton, in the premise, just doesn't have the most practical combos for the average player when they are looking for things to learn for the first time to get good. Because Clayton does very impressive things. Every single person I have talked to, look, perfect example. Your combo roots are sick, Clayton. This is someone he's demonizing. Everyone agrees. Clayton, I personally think you are a genius when it comes to combos. You just get links just by looking at what the character animation is, and you just get it. I was sincerely impressed when I saw Gogeta. I think it was the JH off of it was the DP into JH, like until I think it was I think yeah, I think that was just it. Just you saw the DP would go into JH when we didn't even have Gogeta yet. No one is trying to say that you don't understand combos. However, I will say is that your combos are, for the most part, when the biggest, flashiest stuff that is shown to me 500 times in the Vegito Discord by new players who just see the coolest thing they can find on YouTube, I tell them to shy away from that because they're going to spend weeks, maybe months, working on that. And then that hyper specific situation with the spacing, with the manual timing links, with very like super jump install and stuff like that, like that is gonna be too much on them. Even if they get that situation, they're gonna drop it probably. So they're gonna spend months possibly working on something that is not going to improve their overall gameplay, and they're gonna feel like they're not cut out for fighting games, and that's going to shy them away from enjoying the depth of fighting games. Where if I teach them simple combos, I teach them how to think, I teach them how to make their own synergies, that is more important for that level of player. The type of player who can take your stuff and roll with it doesn't need me to tell them to do so. They already have the experience and the confidence to know that they can do it. And the second thing about practicality is there's a layer of practicality. Let's say manual timing, let's say tight links, let's say spacing, and let's say what else would be a really good factor here? Like height would probably be something like that, or meter amount necessary to begin with resources. Being aware of all that and making a snap decision, okay, I'm converting into this route, all of that is a mental burden, and only once you reach a critical mass of things that make the combo difficult does it become at the threshold of impractical for you. You being the average person, or you being any person who's listening to this, everyone has their own version of impractical. For example, my training partner thinks that Goku rejumps are practical. I could not do Goku rejumps. They're not practical for me. They're too hard. My execution's trash. So, for me, practical is optimized B and Bs, or stuff that I find that I really, really want to push learning the execution of. For me, Blue Goku elbow loops are not practical because I haven't practiced them. But you see what I'm trying to say. Practical is not an overall arching thing. It is catered to the average person that I'm talking to, and I'm assuming based on how they're talking, their level of experience and comfort. Sometimes I'm wrong. That's why I talk to people for long periods of time. But that's the practical thing. All right. So Clayton comes in during combos. Let's go to the combo section. We're gonna have to scroll up quite a bit here. There's a lot of arguing. Oh, while we're at it, Banshee Blast. I say there are two versions of Banshee Blast, and one is practical, one is not for most people. For most people, I honestly think you can do the 2L 5L version. That is a very doable thing. All you have to do is learn how to super jump. That's it. It's just time the super jump. I fuck it up sometimes, but who cares? Um. Anyway, the 2L 5L version is pretty much auto timed. It works on Goku size and higher, so it's fine. It's a really good thing to optimize. It's an extra little flash, and it's not too much effort. It even got easier with Season 3 because of the addition of the size of Vegeta's Banshee Blast. Each particle got bigger, so it became easier to get the actual 2 to success JL link, which is nice, because it's a really cool combo. However, with the dawn of Season 3, there's another version that is 2M, 5M, Super Jump M into the Banshee Link. And the problem I have with that is that it requires manual timing on the delay of M, making it one step closer to impractical for a lot of people, as there's variation when you're in tournament, when you're in a high-stress situation. Hell, when you're online and there's frame delay, but I don't want to talk about that. There's a lot of ways that could drop, and you want to have things that are almost undroppable in your hands. So it's a first strike. The fact that delay is variable based on character size, there's a bit of a template you can choose, and Johanne FGC made a really good video, which is actually pinned in here. Right here. That's a really good video talking about the link, and hey, if that's your cup of tea, you do it. But for the average player who keeps complaining, like, at first I thought, okay, awesome, that means we can go 5L into 2MM, I was all on board for this. But as time went on over the first couple weeks of exploring it, I had enough people complaining to me, this is too hard, I'm still stuck, how do I do this is too hard. That's why I started saying my default stance is, if you're having trouble with it, it's impractical for you. Don't do it. Now, I may not phrase things as that's impractical for you directly because I'm not trying to insult them. So I may have literally said that's largely impractical, but I spent a really long time in the FGC venting channel, which I'll show you, explaining exactly what I mean to Clayton and those who agreed with me. Sorry, agree with him. I defended my stance. I'm not changing my story at any point. So, the 2L5L version of Banshee Link is practical and good. There is a little bit of scaling to work with, so when you get a 5L starter, it's not the best situation in the world, but I'm not going into the weeds of that. I'm just saying there are versions of it that are practical, and there are versions of it that are not. And a lot of what Clayton does is he takes it to the extreme. He takes double Banshee Link into Vanish with 2 success, JLL into the slide. And the problem with that is that the Vanish with 2 through 6L will whiff the JS on a lot of situations, and that's why I think that piece is impractical aside from like a 2H starter. And Clayton takes all of this to 11. His combos look amazing. I would 99% say that they are the best possible thing you can do in that specific situation with those specific amount of resources for the time we understand. Sure, awesome. They're incredible to look at. They are concept, but they are not your B&B. And that's why I'm telling people, don't get stuck on it thinking it's the be-all end-all. So let's see, where are we? Here we go. So this guy posts Clayton stuff. He says, there's one, but I can only do a little bit of it at best. Or I can only pull it up half the time. Sorry. Again, super flashy, makes for entertaining content. How is this consistent? It looks spacing specific, it looks screen position dependent. That's what makes it impractical. I said this specifically. And then I said, here's a Clayton combo I think is very practical. Let's watch it. 2H starter. This is hard, but it's practical if you have the execution for it. That all is roughly auto-timed if you have the execution. So that's fine. Hard but reliable. I give nuance to saying, I don't say he's unreliable, and this is where I feel my words are twisted here. I said his combos are largely impractical. The majority of things that he posts are impractical because they are the absolute limit of the combo structure. And when you take something to its absolute limit, you're going to have other situations removed. So example, if I have a 2M starter TOD, and if I start with 5L, Vegito's 5L scales massively. So the routing that I do with that is going to drop. It's just they're going to flip out of the combo. If that 2M, 5H, true to success, all tight, minimal scaling, that's not going to work when I have a 5L starter. It's going to drop. And then people need to know that that's going to drop. People need to know that it doesn't scale into smaller scaled starters. It doesn't apply universally. And if you just have, I have this 1-2M starter, I'm good, I don't need to learn any more things, that's stupid. If you only have unscaled starter combos, what are you going to do? That's my point. So I give, it's like, is Banshee Link useful? Yes. It's useful. I give credit to Clayton for his skill. But now that that's all out of hand, we are going to talk about his behavior. So I called his stuff largely impractical, and I think you finally, okay, here it is. Here's where Clayton shows up. Finally. Don't know if Clayton is reliable with tech. I apologize. I'm not going to give him some stupid voice. I'm going to be treating him with respect and not be throwing any kind of names or any mudslinging. This is all factual. He says, he mocks, saying, don't know if Clayton is reliable with tech. Start, and then passive aggressive or some form of non-direct conflict resolution. Sorry, I forgot. Most tech in the game came from me in the first place. Very unreliable. Thanks, losers. Now, so the very first thing he says is attacking. Oh, I hold on. Someone else said this. Okay. No, he's responding to someone else, and I have actually a lot of these things where I immediately think he's responding to me because I was the one who was talking the most. So I vaguely remember times when he says things that work on spawns. Okay, so this is speculation by another member on whether or not his tech is reliable. Now, because I'm posted right above, he might have easily conflated and said that I said this. I thought that he was responding to me. But I did not say that he's unreliable. I said the majority of his things are impractical because they're too advanced, because they're taken to 11. They're too optimized that they won't work in other situations. So, right off the bat, he's attacking someone in the server, which is not okay. I have problems with that. I try to keep the Vegito Discord very civil, very respectful. Even the venting channel, you need to see. This is a channel that is literally made so that people can be toxic, people can say messed up things, and imply messed up things because they're mad and because Salt makes you say stupid things. However, I ask, do not directly offend or anyone hurt in their server. Do not be attacking anyone in the server. Be adults about it. Now, he's not even doing this in the venting channel. He's doing this in combos frame 1. But this is where my huge patience comes in, because I don't immediately warn him for this. I don't immediately send a strike at him for this. I don't jump on him for this. I'm happy he's finally posting. I'm like, oh my god, we can get some conflict resolution. Let me be a little patient. Maybe try to pull this into another channel. Get this the fuck out of combos. So we talk about this a little bit more. And here we go. Hey Clayton, wish you would participate in theory discussions around here, man. I would love your input. We aren't here to attack you. At most, it's to caution new, wide-eyed players from trying to copy your combos and think it'll magically make them a better player. And I say that I respect him and am interested in his things. So, at this time, let's check the timestamps. Monday, 1:39. Monday, 1:46. So this is about the timeline when I say, hey, I wanted to DM, we're going to read this out loud, we're going to read this in full. Hey man, I wanted to DM you about things, so you don't feel attacked or pressured. I'm trying to empathize with him as best I can and try to create an environment where we can get conflict resolution happen here. Because I honestly really, really wanted him to participate in the server, like, healthily. I really wanted this. I was looking for the best timeline, and unfortunately, there's nothing I could do that would be sensible. I would really like to have a friendship because I empathize with the health getting in the way of trying to play and grow. He made this whole thing talking about how health is a struggle in fighting games and in how fighting games or video games in general can be an escape and a way to deal with all that shit. Where was this Clayton talking about how he wants to relate that struggle when I directly was reaching out to him? All I got was hostility from frame 1 when I offered empathy and friendship. I also hate Rooflemonger from the bottom of my fucking soul, which I really strongly dislike Rooflemonger because he spreads misinformation, he does minimal research, and I don't like his presentation at all. But at the same time, if you like Rooflemonger, if you're friends with him, that doesn't mean we can't be friends. I'm an adult. I can compartmentalize my own personal feelings and separate it from other relationships. That's what I wish Clayton would be doing here. But no, he's associating everyone lumping together to spin this narrative of victimhood, and it's really difficult to have a healthy conversation with him. Anyway, I'm serious. I don't want you to feel like I or others are throwing shade at you in the Vegeo Discord, trying to be a good person here. I'd like you I would like to have you in discussions about the character. It would be kind of nice. See, this is as much of an olive branch as you can extend to someone. No lies, no bullshit. This is all clear. You can see all of this. This is the full context. I say good things about him. No, I also just want to be friends with you. If you want to blow up on me, that's fine. I just want the closure of making a sincere effort. I was already willing to accept it going wrong. But I wanted to try. I really wanted to try. You can shame me and my friends for what the work I do, that's fine, but I feel bad for you. If you keep slamming doors, you're going to end up isolated and stuck in an echo chamber at best. I don't bullshit, there's no fake shit. I'm still reaching out. And then this guy talks about some of his combos, and we're going to be bouncing back and forth between talking about Clayton's drama, and we're going to be talking about the combo, so half this discussion is not relevant to Clayton, but I want to finish my thought. Clayton, you can't damn someone by association. Vato and your proof video is guilty. Okay, so when Clayton linked a whole bunch of videos here, I deleted them because it's flooding the combo channel, and I moved them to the FGC venting channel where the conversation is meant to go. I deleted them to clean up a mess. But I'm responding here saying that he took one of my admins, Vatohim, and he's like, hey, this guy's fucked up. He's friends with these people, and all he said, like on Twitter, was like, I don't know what's going on, and he's also friends with people. Again, you can't damn guilt by association. I don't like Rooflemonger, but if you're friends with Rooflemonger, we can be friends. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Again, I'm trying to conflict resolution here. I'm saying it's not too late to stop the crusade. I just want to help. Please, just let's break bread. Let's try to find a resolution that's healthy. I don't see how this is me making up lies about him. And I said, I won't ban or mute you unless there's a really good reason, like standard problems. Which ultimately I did ban him because there was a good enough reason. I tried so hard. I even made a channel. Well, I was going to, but I just decided to repurpose the salt mine, which originally was just the channel's name of I'm salty, I want to post here, and I want to not be judged. But given that other Discords have the salt mine channel name, and it's for like, haha, you're being an idiot, haha, get salty, idiot. It's like, I wanted to make it sound like it was a lot more therapeutic than what it's associated with, so I changed the name to FGC Venting. I was like, alright, this is fine, we'll put it here. And then we talk about something else. Yeah, I see you as well, you stupid fucking measure. See, again, he's just. All he's doing in an environment where we're all civil is he's hurling insults, he's hurling explicitives, and there's nothing wrong with saying fuck. Like, come on. But when you attack people verbally, that's not gonna help. And he's bringing drama, and then he's me has her hacking skills, and it's like, no one said that here. You're just like regurgitating lines from a prior argument. It's like, stop! It doesn't belong in combos. It's like, Clay, are you even talking to me yet? I still have no, because he just doesn't respond. He doesn't respond to me while I'm reaching out healthily. Because I guess I haven't said something that he can take in a video yet and like make the exposition to like spin the narrative further. It's very frustrating to try to reach out to someone and just get ignored. And he's just laser focused on sniping Vato, sniping Harry. Disgusting fucks. It's like, again, Clayton, stop insulting people. You've done it 5-6 times now. Insulting people and attacking them is grounds to be banned from my server. I haven't even warned you yet. Look at how much patience I have here. And Shadow makes a fair point. It's like, he's just venting. I'm like, okay. I really want this to have a resolution. I'm going to let it play out just a little bit. I'm being very patient. I'm giving him special privileges. So there's no narrative about him being hunted down. I'm giving him literally extra patience here. This is a bold take, and I try to say, I am God, being like, I am not going to have, someone else is not going to ban you. If you don't piss me off, you are not getting banned. You can speak your mind. And if you reject it, like I'm letting you do, you're us and saying, oh, no one's gonna let me speak my mind, because I'm giving you the haven. I'm giving you the opportunity to. I'm getting irritated, feeling very, very ignored. Harry weighing in. It's like, I'm trying to talk to. I am his biggest ally in this channel right now. I'm bending over backwards to help him. And then explaining things. And again, he's just being toxic as shit. And now he's getting his official warning. First official warning. Post the stuff in this channel. And this is where I'm going to screen cap what he said, and I'm going to copy the links, and I'm going to move all of this into the FTC venting channel. And I'm removing it from the combo channel because this doesn't fucking belong in combos. This originally said salt mine. It's like, this is not salt scissor. That's where I realized, oh, wait, hold on. This is named badly. Clayton, not in combos. I'm giving you more than enough leeway here. Which, as you can agree, I have given him more than enough leeway. I have let him break the rules 7 or 8 times now. And I gave him one warning. That's lenient. If you abuse my patience, I will prevent you posting this channel by force. I mean, I could easily just go into server settings of this channel and just say Clayton Chapman can't post here anymore. I am very close to just moderating him out of this channel. And we just talk a little bit back and forth about what to rename the channel. And that's basically at what point we are done here. Oh, wait. This was yesterday. We'll go back to that. Because we have a whole thing in FGC venting to go through. But so far you can see that all I did was try to help. And I was more than empathetic and patient. And he only shot off and tried to assassinate people. He only threw fire. No one else was attacked. No one was attacking him. He just came in, guns blazing. Frame 1. Okay. So let's go into the beginning of this. There's a lot. There's a lot. And I'm going to skip past a lot of completely irrelevant things. Where the hell is it? Oh my god, it was deep. It was really deep. This is a really deep. There was so much. There was so much here. Okay. We're almost there. We're almost. Oh my god, there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff here. It's gonna be difficult to get through. Just trying to find it. We're still in the shitpost part? Oh my god. Yeah, okay, so that is helpful. But I want to show you that I did actually just go through the effort of copying everything that he said. Perfect, got there. Okay. So from this point on, about 5:28, I went to go fuck off to, like, I don't know, play games or something. But about 5:28, I said, all right, new thread, Clayton, all the stuff that he posted, which I didn't delete it permanently. I saved it. And he got the warning officially. That was what happened. And I saved these. I'm not removing evidence. I'm taking it and putting it out of a place where it's inappropriate. I didn't censor it. Please work it out healthily here. And Clayton didn't respond for a little while. I ended up talking back and forth about practicality, about thumbnails, about Ruffelmonger and how long his videos are, about how there's way too much fluff, and some things were said about how his stuff was like clickbaity, and like, hey, we're all just kind of vibing here. The use of practical. It's like, oh, that's what Clayton had an issue with. Okay, let me talk about this, which I did, and I actually used MS Paint to illustrate my concept about thresholds. This is all just arguing about, like, a very healthy. I feel like there's a little bit of heat, but it's still, like, it's trying to be a constructive argument about the difficulty of combos and what makes things practical. When I say practical, I mean practical for the average player who sees Clayton shows flashing aside they think they need to be good. See, it's exactly what I said I was clarifying. This is where I clarified it. I'm trying to say that I don't want to be coddled, but I want to empathize with people who are not mentally ready for the trial by fire part of the FGC, and you don't want to burn them to the experience because what if they do reach that mental fortitude, but they already had a negative experience, so they don't want to come by and they just go play Call of Duty or something. It's like we lost potentially a really valuable member of the FGC, and that makes me sad. So that's why I gear my content toward people who are trying to break into the FGC, who are trying to understand things, and not just say, "Hey, get good." Even though that's the attitude I have toward myself, is shut up, get good. So I talk about difficulty and combos and what makes something impractical at some point. Okay, here we go. Clayton's first response. I'm not sure how to respond. I've talked about this. First game, I have no problem if I think that something is realistic or not. Even by this, so I've never talked about how R is muscle memory or but that's on me. I can have this. Okay, so this I felt like I was actually about to like have a real game theory conversation with Clayton, and I was very excited because that's all I want. That's all I want is just a healthy environment, resolve the conflict so that we can just talk about game theory because I really value him for that. We talk about like how to make it practical, and I'm trying to explain where if you have these things, like imagine you have a cup and you keep filling that cup with manual timing, tight length spacings, high specific, motion complexity, which isn't enough of a thing to make a drop point. Um, like for a lot of people, DP motion's hard. DP motion is a hard motion for a lot of people. So if you have a DP motion in your combo, if you have a alternative that gets like 50 less damage, you might prefer that as a practical combo. But anyway, so you'd have like your strong player. All of these things in, their cup ain't full yet. They're good. But you take the average player below them, when you add that motion complexity in all of this, all of a sudden their cup spills over. It's now impractical. Take away the motion complexity, then maybe they can do this amount if it's a short combo or whatever. But you get the point. And then I say, well, you're not just immune, it applies to everyone. If you suddenly take all this, and it's like, all right, now let's also add one frame links under that, and then now these strong players like shit that might not be practical. So that's what this graphic was supposed to be talking about. And I'm just trying to talk about what I explained earlier. And then here I'm trying to say that you can have these situations where if you have the average player and he only has three things, then hey, he can handle that combo. And then I made a video breaking down Clayton's Banshee Link B and B, the 2L5L version, and I talked about it for like 20 minutes or so, but 17 minutes, just talking about why it works, every piece of it, and breaking it down so that someone can learn it. Not just copy it, but learn it. So, he gets credit. It's called the Clayton link. This is me literally explaining how to do something that I think is practical of Clayton's. For a while, I thought it was one of the only Vegito Clayton things that were practical. I still stand by like this is one of the more practical things that he's released for the general community. And then we talk about the video a little bit. I admit that my execution shit and I made a lot of mistakes, but me making mistakes was good because people got to see what happens if you do the combo at different timings and different attempts, not just doing it perfectly every time. So a lot of people have commented saying like, "Hey, this is really relatable. This is helpful. I didn't understand this until you made this video," and that's why I do things. I think we're having a fair discussion. And then I talk about uh, the value of extending a combo to a two touch, or just doing optimization for optimization's sake. Uh, and then I asked him about a link timing, I believe, because it was something interesting I wanted to learn. It was the late Banshee link. And we're having like a real discussion here. It's great. It's what I wanted. And here I'm thinking, this is fantastic. And then we talked about like loops. I'm like, this is great. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted. And I thought I did. I thought I gave Clayton an environment where he can just healthily talk about, not feel like he's pinned down by anything, and he can have a real conversation. The outbursts and combos were done with. I'm glad I had the patience. It's fine. There's some bullshit back and forth here, which is just mostly shit posting and people messing with people. Talk about how I don't work on my team and that I make you a graphic like this. I actually really like it. The colors are really nice. And we're just kind of talking like I thought it was fine. And I go sign off for like a little bit, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna go play some games, do whatever, take a nap. I think I just took a nap or something. And I thought we were done. I thought, hey, this was worth it. And then we talk about there's some further discussion. There's about 100, like 400 some messages that I miss here, and I catch up. It's like, okay, so here's a whole bunch of stuff talking about the past, which I'm not going to go into the details. It's not my business. It's not my responsibility. I'm clearing up what happened in the video Discord and what I said. So, Harry clearly tried to reach out to Clayton just to talk. It was just give me help. I'm not going into the screenshots. I'm not going into it. But there's a bit of arguing. And we're going to go through this a bit. And I was like, okay. So I wanted to weigh in to triangulate dates, and I'm not going to go into that because I do not want to talk about that. I tried to weigh in, say, hey, there might be misunderstandings here. Let's try and talk about this. I think I just posted this because it was cool. I'm just trying to like understand what's going on, trying to weigh in, trying to help, still trying to help mediate like a actual resolution. I'm not going into the details of it. Hold on, let's change. Where was it? Yes, please continue watching. Okay. I'm trying to clarify things, trying to understand if I'm being thrown at anything, because he hasn't responded like to me aside from that one time when I like that one little back and forth discussion about the combo specifics, and I really enjoyed that. I really wish that was all this could be. And I believe I screenshotted this, just saying, don't insult people. And I said, alright, I made my piece on insults. Keep it civil, Clayton. Final warning. Immediately! Immediately he calls all of us losers. Like, I said keep it civil, and he spits in my face. First time. I reinforce. I'm just like, stop attacking. Just respect it. Please, this channel is the best possible thing. I'm not gonna ban you unless it gets out of hand. Don't harass people. Hasn't got to that point yet. I'm giving you a huge amount of my patience. You have to at least admit this. Once again, read this thing. Do not attack anyone. Making memes, and then from this point on, we are going to be memeing heavily. There's shitposting. So I'm gonna skip past the shitposting. Oh my god. Okay, so this is where the thumbnail came up with. We were just shitposting, and I decided to make this mocking his stereotypical, not stereotypical, but Clayton's meme shirtless with a Pikachu. That's where the thumbnail came from. I was just memeing, and that's what I'm gonna be using on this channel. And then there's gonna be shitposting. So we're gonna scroll past massive shitposting, which normally isn't how I want the channel to be. After this, please don't stand with memes, but I'm allowing it. We're just gonna be memeing for a little bit here. Still memeing, still memeing, still memeing. Bloody hell, they're still memeing. This is driving me crazy. There's so much memes. Can we get back to the actual Clayton? Also, while I'm going through this, the reason why I had to bounce in his stream was not because I got proven wrong or I got outed or whatever the hell. It's because I need to be able to show this stuff in real time to prove that I'm not editing anything. I'm not taking anything out of context. I'm showing you the full context of everything. And also, I was playing Risk of Rain with my girlfriend, and we got to that the purple portal level where the time is frozen. We finished all that stuff. I'm like, all right, we have a moment to breathe. My hands hurt. Let's chill for a second. Our run's not gonna be affected by this. And she's like, all right, I have to go get water or whatever. And she was gone for a couple minutes. So I pop into Clayton's Twitch chat. I'm like, hey, I got a couple minutes. What's up? And when he starts talking about like Teen Gohan drama, oh, I'm teaching calculus here. Because that's what this is supposed to be. This is supposed to be a channel that is supposed to be like wholesome self-improvement, and the person who's getting the improvement is allowed to be toxic. That's just a matter of venting. Like, that's the whole point of the channel. Anyway, so I was playing Risk of Rain. She took a break. I jump in chat, and instead of like pulling up why I banned him or anything like that, or even like the DMs that he took out of context, he starts talking about like the Teen Gohan shit from 2 years ago. And I'm like, I don't care. This isn't relevant to me. You were supposed to expose me. What's going on? Like, I'm here to talk about that. And I'm like, I'm getting stuck in this argument about nothing that I care about nothing that is important. Like, I can't prove anything either way. I'm not trying to. All I'm trying to say is that I gave you a fair chance in the Vegito Discord to be civil and to even work out the issues healthily. That's all I'm saying. So girlfriend gets back, she's waiting patiently, and then I keep getting vortex and vortex and vortex, and I realize, hold on a second, I'm ignoring her. I feel bad about this. This isn't doing anything. I'm gonna peace out of chat because spending time with my girlfriend who makes me extremely happy, that is more important than e-drama that is accomplishing nothing. So that's why I peaced out of chat, because it was just going nowhere. Okay, this is now yesterday. So now we go to the combo section to go to the timeline. Okay. Here we go. So the last thing that happens is Vato is talking about something. There's a little bit of a discussion. It was like, oh wait, did Swag Kage come up with this or did Clayton do it? And then Clayton, instead of saying, actually, that was mine, I just civil, he said, Vato knows I found that shit he used me as for Geo stuff back in the day. He's a little bitch. Stop insulting people, Clayton. Or all do I need to show more posts in Discords, PMs asking me stuff, fake motherfucker. Okay. So he's like, yeah, we talked about combos. What's the point? People ban you from chords because you talk like this. And okay, so that's a blue name, but that's not. And then we have Shadow saying, please don't talk about it in combos. And then I'm sick of this. I am so tired of this that I say, Clayton either goes in FGC venting or nowhere at all. This is your final warning. And I'm not going to show you the staff chat where we talk about admin stuff, but in my DMs and in staff chat, I had people complaining Clayton is getting out of hand, Clayton's out of control, Clayton is derailing everything, and I'm like, well, shit, I really want his stuff resolved. I really, really want this timeline where we can just go back to last night when we talked about combos. It was amazing. I wanted that. But he's acting like this. He's acting like this. I can't keep him. Let's go back to his DMs. 232. So I DM him before this. And I have a public warning. Just in case he doesn't read my fucking DMs. Alright. Clayton. Combos is not your soapbox. And for the record, if I saw you in the hospital... Okay, I believe that was a post that I deleted because of like a whole bunch of links to Twitter. And it was a whole big harangue. And it was toxic as shit. And I deleted it because it was very inappropriate. But he said something along the lines... Now, don't quote me perfectly, but he said something along the lines of, if any of you saw me in a hospital, no one would care. Or something that saying, you don't care about my health, you don't care about me, you just care about my clout, or my stuff to steal. Something along the lines of that. And that's what I'm replying to here. And for the record, empathy, I still fucking like you, I still want to help you. I'm trying so hard here. For the record, if I saw you in a hospital, I would give you for a few words of empathy and stay in the doctor's way. Because obviously I can't, do anything. I'm not a doctor. But I would at least be a friend. I would at least help. Just emotionally. Because I've been through it. I've been through all this shit. And here's where I relate my experience. I've struggled with heart issues that made me question if I was going to die within that year. Because doctors couldn't figure it out. Which is true. In college... I started getting these terrible chest pains. I started getting these slowed heart rates, and it was taking me out of classes. I had to repeat a lot of classes, and I remember walking out of a class, lying down on the bench, curling up, and just thinking, I might die. What if my heart keeps slowing down until it just stops? What if it just stops? I don't know. I might die from this. I have to be okay with it. And that's a really difficult thing to do when you're early 20s. So I have a lot of empathy. Oh, by the way, I also had a lot of people who said, oh, you're faking it. Oh, you just want special treatment. Oh, you just want attention. Oh, you're just mad because you're bad at school, whatever. It's I had A's until this. That's bullshit. I even had points where my parents didn't believe me at first, and that crushed me emotionally. So I get it. I get the feeling of how terrible health that you feel is unfair makes you feel, how it affects your mentality. I get it. I wanted to be a friend for him here. I wanted to relate. I've already gone through this. I've already found my closure. I've already talked about it enough. I don't need it. I don't need him to have my own closure. But I wanted to help him because it looked like he was spiraling. I wanted to be a friend. So I said, here's my experience that I can relate to, and please don't expose it in the general resource channels. I don't want to remove you from the server as I see you're a valuable asset and I enjoy learning from your experiences. Don't take my patience for being a doormat. Just keep the rants out of the resource channels. I don't know how much more special treatment you want. This is your final Final warning I'm giving you. There's about 3 more last chances I normally do. As you can see, I've given him a lot of last chances. I would like to have you around, doing what you love, not during hours. It's not worth anymore. Just stop. Just stop. Now I go back to combos. What is the very first thing he does when I give him his final warning? What do you think he does? Is it reflect? Is it just say nothing? Is it cool down? Is it apologize for being out of hand? No. He tells me to go fuck myself. He says, good job deleting my post, you stupid fuck. He posted here right now, so I responded, but nope, you don't mean haha, bruh. I was like, take this to my DMs if you want to argue with me. Not in public. I'm muting you now. And I muted him because I needed to just figure out, am I banning him or not? It is out of hand. And eventually, I just decided, after I deleted this toxic explosion, I decided to officially ban him because he took the final warning and he spit in my face. He insulted me. He insulted 4 other members of the server. He has, in combos, only hurled mud and yelled and screamed. He has done nothing civil in that channel. He has only attacked others. That is not okay in an environment where I'm trying to keep things civil, foster self-improvement, and he's not even in the right channel. I told him, take it out of this channel. He's even allowed to be a little toxic in the toxic channel. Just don't insult people. But he insulted people over and over again. He attacked, and no one was attacking him. He was just lashing out. So now we come to where FGC venting, where I'm frustrated because I just wanted peace. I just wanted him to be an asset. I wanted to have conversation. I wanted the good timeline. And I'm pissed. I'm like, Clayton's banned now. He spit in my face after I gave him his final warning and pop it off. Like, so this is now with the part where he said that I made up stuff about mental illness and said, just check the records, man, check the records. So this is where, honestly, yeah, there it is. Honestly, I think he just needs to perpetuate his victim narrative for his own internal consistency. He blocks anyone who disagrees with him. So he lives in an echo chamber. So he basically needs, which by the way, he hasn't blocked me. He hasn't blocked some of the people he's feuding with. I will take back that he reflexively blocks everyone. He just blocked some people knee-jerk really strongly. There's a little nuance to that. But at the time, I said that this is my impression of what is mentally wrong with him. I said he needs to validate himself for the last few years of warfare. So it doesn't feel like a waste of time. It's a psychological sickness and I wanted to help him. I genuinely want to reach out and help him. I'm saying that, Clayton, you have mental issues that come from having your back to the wall for the last 2 years, from fighting online. It's not mentally healthy to be constantly fighting online and feuding. It's just, it wears people down. So, after I talk about this a little bit, Clayton is still yet to respond in this point in time. And he also said a whole bunch of times, ban me, which I'm now going to say, ban me. Ban me, ban me. He said 2 times egging me on to ban him when I was saying, I'm trying not to ban you, please behave. We can look at this. Hey Clayton, ban me dude, do it. Read the chat description. Final warning. Fucking ban me then, you stupid fuck. You moved it here. I'm calling these guys out. So you're not supposed to call people out. You're not supposed to make personal attacks. Like, how much more clear can I be on this? So, it looks like he wanted to get banned. Because once I banned him, then he responded. You're a disgusting piece of shit. Lovely. I see that in the thread right now. People are showing me. People are showing you. You don't have context. Of course. Showing me the. Say you're saying I have psychology. You are completely fucked up. I deserved whatever happened to you. I showed my records. Like, I'm not saying you have mental issues. Sorry, I'm saying you have mental issues you need to work through. I stand by that. You need to accept ideas outside your echo chamber. I stand by that. I'm not changing any way to speak. There's new faces. Like I said, standing by everything I'm saying. I'll say it to your face and say that I only reach out of empathy. I still empathize. I'm irritated because he spread misinformation, and that's why I'm making this. And I say, but you have gone too far with your delusions of mass victimhood to be reasoned with, because he hadn't stopped attacking people. I tried to facilitate resolution. I had so much patience. And then he starts saying, where's the mental illness on my helper? It's like, now we go into, by the way, that's why you're banned, because you refuse to be reasonable despite warnings. And he's like, where's the mental illness? It's like, why are you stuck on this? Why are you trying to pull the receipts on shit when I'm saying this is my personal opinion? I give you more chance again. So like, okay, you want to talk about the mental illness? We'll talk about the mental illness shit. I say go see a psychologist or a psychiatrist after Corona settles down, because it's probably not a good time to do it. I said, you have issues you should work through, and I still, after all this, he's telling me to go fuck myself repeatedly. Not in those words, but he's calling me a disgusting piece of shit and saying you deserve empathy. That's basically go fuck yourself. He's attacking me, and I'm still saying I still wish you could help. Where's this about me spreading lies about him? I'm saying I think he has a mental illness from being worn down, back to the wall, fighting on Twitter, and all that shit. Being in the public limelight and constantly arguing is not good for mental health, and I was feeling bad for him. So here's the important thing that everyone should read right here. I'm not doubting your health record. I never said it's not on your record. I never said that you don't have things. Not everything is showing the receipts, Clayton. Just have a civil discussion. Where's the mental illness on the record? Third time he's said this. He's ignoring what I'm saying. You just claimed I have mental issues. Where's all my... It's basically the fourth time he said this. And it's like, you need to have them diagnosed. You got your physical stuff diagnosed, and the stress from that, as well as I think the stress from fighting online, deteriorated your mental health. And then we talk about disability, because I got it. I had to go through it, roughly. I didn't do terribly well on the paperwork and ended up not getting the accommodations perfectly settled out because, I felt ashamed of myself for having something wrong with me. And the school fucked me over a few times, but we're not talking about that. Alright, you said I have mental illness, whereas when I showed proof, it's like, I'm not saying there's no proof. I'm saying you need to go get diagnosed. I don't give a fuck about your health. It's like, that seems like I'm not a psychology major or anything like that, but that seems like classic narcissism, where you're incapable of empathizing with other people if it doesn't directly benefit you or doesn't directly prove what you believe true. All I've done is try to help you, and you are sniping me down because of some of the things I've said that you don't agree with, because I vented in a venting channel about how I tried to help and how I'm irritated that your mental state is impossible to work with. And then I say, still, Clayton, I really hope you have someone you'll listen to. Because it's not me. I wanted to be that person. It's not me. But you're spiraling and it's hard to watch. I used to respect you. I used to respect you, Clayton. You're a shell of what I thought you were. Good riddance, dude. I don't give a fuck what happens to you. And if anything does, I will show them you tried to claim against me. Okay, show them. I'm showing what you said to me and what you said about me. I'm showing them the full DMs. No one should ever feel sorry for you. It's actually, you know what? I'm not looking for someone to feel sorry for me. My life is pretty good. I'm pretty happy. I have some pretty good things going for me, and it's only getting better from here. I'm very confident in how things are going. I'm very comfortable. You're insecure about tough video games, so you make up lies. Sorry, you make up lies. Just tough video game was fun to do that. No, I'm not insecure about the game actually. I have a slow growing following of people who very much think that my advice helps them make themselves a better player. My execution is improving, although it's very weak still. I'm only really got 2.5 years of fighting game experience, to be honest. And that makes it very hard because I started at 25. So my hands don't have that like youthful, quick execution that a lot of people start from. So it's a little hard. It's a little hard. But in terms of like what would I be insecure about? Execution maybe. I don't practice as much, but to be perfectly honest, I'm just taking it one step at a time, so I'm not insecure about it. So I said, I'm in a really good place, and I respected you, and I empathize with your health issues and the mental struggle of dealing with it. You can spit in my face all you want and lash out at me repeatedly, but at the end of the day, I still wish you good health, Clayton. I still sincerely hope that even if you hate me, you're blocking me, and all that shit, that you just get through all this. That you just get out of this drama hell. I do sincerely wish you well, man. It, maybe it's because you went through something so like relatable that I feel like a kinship that I don't want to let go. Maybe it's because your style of commentary. Maybe it's like some of your brashness. Like there's something that makes me resonate with you, man. And I used to respect you, and I really don't like seeing someone spiral like this. But just understand that your behavior is too disruptive to be allowed on my server. After I gave you multiple extra chances before I had to pull the trigger, multiple people were complaining. That's the full DMs. And then let's just go into combos, because I believe we talked about it here. Clayton is officially banned. I gave him his final warning, and his best idea was to poke the bear with a band hammer who had a triple the amount of normal patience. And we talked about a few things. Okay, so that's it for combos. So that's pretty much the full thing. Um, so if we like go back to Clayton's video here, the part again, good job believing he's insulting me in his own screenshot. And Gohan Blanco, a member of the Geo Discord who's very level headed, it's like well, he attacked Char over and over instance. It's a perfect example of him creating conflict on purpose. He agrees with the idea. And some of us might have had some accusatory ideas of him being manipulative, which, given how this starts about feel sorry for me, I have bad things happening to me. It's like, where the fuck was that Clayton when I was reaching out in a point of empathy? Where the fuck was that Clayton? Why did I get the I'm insulting everything around me, Clayton? No one gives a shit about your mental your health records, man. I just don't care. I don't care about your Team Gohan shit. So like this video didn't make a lot of sense, and it came the day he got banned. And why did it start with the, hey man, I have these bad things that happen to me. I just want to help other people. It's like, where was this when I tried to help you? When I tried to facilitate the resolution of a conflict that's been going on for 2 years, when I gave you a haven that you wouldn't be banned from unless you insulted people repeatedly, attacked people repeatedly, you were allowed to even say implicit, stupid shit. I would have banned you. I would have been fine. You could have just said any fucked up shit. That would have been fine. But you have to directly attack people. So that's why you got banned from my server. That's why. Nothing else. Is that you couldn't stop attacking people. That is the only reason you got banned. So go ahead. The ball's in your court if you want to try and say that I'm lying.